Hey, yo, it is Ronald Two Legs, and we are back. AIW's The Card is going to change. What's going on? Like I said, my name is Ronald Two Legs. As always, I'm here with the boss, the owner of AIW, John Thorne. What's up, Thorne?
Hello, I'm here.
Took us another day. Had some shit going on again. Monday just doesn't seem to be our day, does it?
Dude, I had so much shit going on. It's fucking crazy.
But we are back. It is the week of AIW's Boogey Nights. We will be back at the Tadmor Shrine in Akron, Ohio, this Saturday. We're hoping everyone comes out and checks us out. We got a hell of a card lined up for you. What are your thoughts going into the week here, Thorne?
Oh God, I don't even know where to begin. It's been a crazy couple weeks for sure. So, looking at very much forward to hopefully maybe a little break. Yeah, it's just been craziness.
I know you said, that we were trying to take a break here out of the summer, but here we are back again this week. Then we got that Spire Institute, so we got 2 shows here in October. It's rocking and rolling along again, so a lot to do, a lot to talk about. I'm pretty excited for this Saturday's show. Back at the Tadmor, love that venue. But Boogeyman, I'm pretty excited for the Boogeyman. I know there's somebody else out there who's been begging you to book the Boogeyman, so yeah, I'm pretty excited for this show.
Boogeyman is very excited for his money, so much so that he wants it as soon as his plane lands. So.
As soon as the plane lands, my goodness.
I don't know how that's gonna go. That demand made me a little nervous.
The student's waiting at the airport to pick him up, and he just has an envelope in his hand. Like, he won't walk towards the car unless he sees the envelope in the kid's hand.
I just want to go, dude, I don't even know who's picking you up yet.
That's so funny.
Oh, yeah, it's been crazy. And, in the Discord, there's some chatter about the Halloween show and how that stuff kind of fell off. And, I did take a poll on our Facebook, and people seem to really like it. So there's been some ongoing meetings trying to lock that in against my better judgment. So yeah, it's just been, man, it's been busy 2 weeks. Fuck yeah. Then my grandma, who also has mild dementia, caught a cold because it was her 86th birthday last week, and there's like a lot of family around her. And she was like,
had the super spreader going.
Yeah, the big super spreader at fucking Carrabba's. But she was like sitting on the porch, and she was coughing, and like a neighbor saw her coughing and called 911, thinking she was having a heart attack.
Oh my God!
So then they have to take her because she does have like a history of heart issues, even though she was just coughing. So then she was like stuck in the hospital for 3 days, and then I had to fucking like leave. I had to like go with her, and then that was like a whole fucking 12-hour thing on Saturday to Sunday morning. And then I had to like leave work to go get her and take her back to her house. It's been a lot going on, man. A lot. I'm running out of hours in the day, that's for sure. Yeah,
I know you'd mentioned that on Monday when we were going to try and record. You said that, your grandma was in the hospital. And I said, take all the time you need. God forbid, grandma's important. So didn't want to rush that back, but glad to hear she's doing okay then, right? You said?
Yeah, I mean, she's, everything checked out. There was no heart attack. It was just, in fact, a coughing fit.
That's good though. The neighbors are looking out. You know what I mean? It'll jump the gun a little bit there, but at least you got somebody kind of over there, at least keeping an eye on her too, though.
Right. Yeah. I mean, thankful for the concerned neighbors, but also annoyed that I had to sit in the emergency room from 10 p.m. till 9 a.m. Until they decided that they wanted to keep her for observance. So yeah, that's just kind of thrown my whole week off, and then I had to be available to go there and see her, and then there's no podcasting time, and then you had things pop up, and then it was just it's hard, man.
It's a tough one. It's tough. That's what I'm saying. We really got to get together for a Sunday. Like I said, get together at somebody's house, watch some football, and just sit around and shred some review episodes, something like that. Get a couple in the can there. But yeah, we do. Like I said, got a show this week. I know you've been a little busy on that. How much you worked on, but we had a lot of matches that have been announced on social media. Obviously, if you're on any of the social media, Facebook, Instagram, all the matches there's been plenty of matches announced. I've won. You just actually posted about it. We got an absolute title match. Your boy, the problem solver, Chuck Stone versus absolute champion Isaiah Broner. This is going to be some big men getting after it. Beating the hell out of each other. I'm excited for this absolute title match.
Yeah, I mean, what more needs to be said, right? Like, I think Chuck Stone has been on quite the run. Just like last year, the winner of the Bill Alfonso tournament does get an absolute title shot. That was obviously foregone at Wrestle Rager for, the big multi-tag Team Fonzie versus Team Duke.
Right.
So, this is, and then, you had the J-Lit tournament, obviously. So this is when Chuck wanted to take his shot. So he's going to get a shot this Saturday, October 7th. Chuck has been on such a, I don't know, like it's just, I don't know how to explain it. He's just very confident, you know what I mean? Like there's just this new kind of swagger to Chuck Stone, so to speak. And he seems very confident in his abilities and what he can do. And, it just shows in his performances, these last few months. I don't think people should be sleeping on Chuck Stone anymore.
Ever since a certain weekend back in the summer, you know what I mean? Chuck has had a certain swagger in his step for sure. Ever since the Gathering is what I would say. Ever since Chuck came back, he's he's been on the Dark Carnival train. He's just been going crazy ever since.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Obviously, Isaiah Broner has made short work of many since he has captured the absolute title. Maybe he's going to make short work of Chuck Stone this Saturday. I don't know. What do you think?
I love that Broner is just coming like anybody. He'll take on all challengers. He's had how many? He's already had a handful of defenses in the last few. Almost every show. I feel like he's done it against somebody. And the match time, if you count them all up, how long it's taken has not been very long. So I'm excited to see what Chuck's got from this. One's tough for me because I like both guys, Big Chuck Stone and Isaiah Broner. Like everyone said, everyone knows those are my guys. So this one's going to be tough to say who's coming out on top, but
I would say this is no disrespect to Cool Ass Andy and some of the others. I would say this is probably Broner's first major challenge since becoming champion.
Absolutely. Like you said, no disrespect to those guys, but Broner had a few LBs on some of those guys. He was a little bit bigger. He did a little bit of bullying for those matches. But going forward on this card, like you said, not too much needs to be said. More said about that one. Going forward on the card, another match I'm extremely excited for. I believe it was Mr. No, you know what? It might have been Filthy who called it the Monsters Ball Bash for this one. It's Derek Dillinger versus Magnum CK versus Filthy Tom Lawler versus Josh Bishop in a 4-way. I'm extremely excited for this card crash. Former production members and Derek and Magnum who have seen each other here a little bit in the Gauntlet and then a little bit in J-Lit. And then you got Filthy Tom versus Josh, two guys who have done battle. I feel like they know each other great. They could wrestle forever 100 times and I'd watch it. He put all 4 of them in a match. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, this is just kind of let's throw it all in the pot and mix it up match, right? Which is, an AIW classic formula, so to speak. It's classic recipe is, you take a little of this, a little of that, and, you put multiple people in the ring and you see what happens. And this is 100% what it is. I'm thinking maybe, the winner of this could go on to battle the absolute champion at Hell on Earth. I haven't totally made a decision on that. I think, I will obviously make a decision on that by Saturday. But, I think there's, this match is full of potential contenders for either, Chuck Stone or Isaiah Broner. And, I'm kind of leaning in towards making it, the winner of this get the shot at Hell on Earth. I'm not 100% yet, but.
Yeah, I mean, all four men in this match have held titles in this company, so, it wouldn't be crazy to think any one of them, walking out of there with a shot at the red belt. You know what I mean? It's, like I said, it's four past champions of this company all fit, to be a number one contender, in my opinion.
Oh, absolutely. And it's just a very unique kind of combination, you know what I mean? Like, I guess what makes it unique is throwing Magnum CK in the middle of this chaos. Talk about getting thrown right back into the fire. Here it is, right?
Right.
Josh Bishop, Tom Lawler, and Derek Dillinger have added Magnum CK. You know what I mean? But that could be to his advantage. I don't know. There's certainly, the way things are going, there's certainly not a door budget or a weapon budget for this show, so that could certainly work in Magnum CK's favor.
Right. I mean, Magnum CK fresh back into wrestling, but he's not brand new. He's been around for a while, so yeah, he could let these three go at each other, and then maybe slide in there and pick up the W just from letting them all three of those guys beat the hell out of each other. He's a smart guy, so you never know what's going to happen.
Right. Yeah. So I'm very much looking forward to that one for sure.
Every match on this card, in my opinion, is going to be great. Looking forward, we got some tag match going. We have a tag title match. Money Shot, AIW's tag team champions versus PME with Fonzie, dude. PME Extreme, dude. So,
I think like this was just the obvious choice since, PME has re-entered the babyface locker room. I think this is one people want to see. I think people want to see them back, on top of the AIW tag division with the belts. I really do like this card a lot. That's why it's kind of concerning that it isn't selling as well as some of the past Akron shows. But we did have trouble, last year in October at the Shrine. So, I actually did have a conversation with Pedro today about maybe taking October off next year, or, if we secure this new potential Halloween show location, maybe just focusing on that. And I don't know, we got to see how it goes, obviously, I'm not going to make any hasty decisions before we see, the final presentation on Saturday, but, it is selling a little slower than usual, which is, obviously concerning, coming out of that, especially night one J-Lit, which we kind of covered last week. So I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't know if there's just too much other shit going on. I don't know if we've run too many shows. I don't know, and we try to bounce around the markets, but it is certainly slower than usual. Maybe people are just waiting until the end of the week, which is my hope, but that was my hope for J-Lit, and it didn't happen, so I don't know. We're going to see, I guess we're going to see how it goes, but I think this is a great card, and, the tag title match is a perfect example of that. I think people want to see PME back with those belts.
Yeah, PME with Fonzie as well. It's people spent a lot of time hating all three of those guys for a minute there in AIW. They were, public enemy number 1, 2, or 3, or whatever, however you want to say it. There's a lot going on with the Cardona stuff. A lot of people were hated, but yeah, PME and Fonzie were not liked. And now, like you said, to be back in a position, babyface, really, the crowd's behind him again. They've seen the error of their ways, and now they're with Fonzie, a guy who's just, prior to turning into bad Fonzie there for a bit. And I mean, that guy could do no wrong. He's beloved. So to see those three together, Money Shot's got a bit of a challenger ahead of them, because they got a lot of steam rolling out of J-Lit with the Cardona stuff, and like you said, just being back together again. So I'm very excited for the tag title match. I feel like anything can happen in Akron.
Absolutely,
anything can happen when you got Fonzie in your corner. That's for sure. Man's crazy.
I think anything can happen in any of these matches. Honestly.
Yeah, it's not any type of like wild rules or anything, but God only knows what's going to happen. Hopefully the referees got their working boots on, because it's going to be tough all night.
Especially with no weapons budget.
Right. Going forward, some more tag team action. Fan favorites, members only, taking on a big challenge here in Bang and Matthews. These guys have been in and out of AIW recently a handful of times, and showing exactly what they can do. High flyers with a lot of steam coming back to AIW. This is going to be a challenge for members only.
Yeah, and I mean, I think, I was actually thinking about this the other day. I first met Bang and Matthews at the Gathering of the Juggalos a few years ago.
Full circle, that's great.
They were booked to, like, wrestle in these, like, I don't know, weird kaiju big battle type of costumes.
Yeah.
And the way that they have, like, just, I'm trying to, like, ascended is not the word. I'm trying to think of what the word, just like they've gotten so good in such a short amount of time, and like, I mean, light years beyond so many of their peers right now in the independent wrestling scene. It's just, it's honestly, it should be inspiring for a lot of wrestlers, because those guys have just gotten so smooth and good at everything. It's going to be a big test for members only, for sure.
Yeah, I feel confident. Members only have been proving themselves in AIW, and like you said, Bang and Matthews, great tag team. So I think putting these two together, they're going to put on a match that everyone will be happy with, because members only have had a lot of steam rolling into this show. If anyone would tell you, they'd probably be the first to tell you that they should be the ones challenging for the belts. You know what I mean? They feel like they should be at the top of the card at all times, and I don't think they're wrong. But this one's going to be a barn burner. Bang and Matthews are going to bring the heat for sure, and I'm sure members only will be ready.
And I know members only are like the hometown guys, but Bang and Matthews are they're really good. Yeah, they've just worked so hard over the last 2 years, and have just gotten, they have to be one of the top unsigned tag teams in the country right now. So it is a much bigger test for members only than maybe people suspect, if that makes sense.
Right, because I mean, it's people who listen to this podcast know you don't come on here and say too many, go on and on about too many tag teams. You put people over, but not, you're really giving Bang and Matthews the rub here, and I can appreciate it. They, like I said, they're a great tag team. So yeah, if members only can do business here and take care of the win, that should be talking to you. You should be noticing that, giving them a title shot if they put down Bang and Matthews.
Or, Bang and Matthews getting a title shot. You know what I mean?
Right.
You just, you don't know. They're so good. And, I know you saw it and not a lot of other people saw it, but that match in Wadsworth was just
yeah,
off the charts. Am I right?
Yeah, and I mean, Money Shot definitely, I don't know if they listen to this podcast or not, but they should definitely be at the curtain or the monitor watching this match for sure on Saturday if I was them.
Or PME. PME might need to be watching.
Yeah, fair enough. Keeping going forward, we'll keep it with the title matches.
Chase Oliver, you need to get that fucking Wadsworth and Wrestle Rager ready for Fight Plus.
I love you, Chase. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Like I said, moving forward, we're talking more title pictures. We got Wes Barkley versus the Slugger, Austin James, in another title shot for the Intense title. This one should be pretty good. What do you got to say about this one?
The Slugger, some big win, J-Lit weekend in the singles. He's been on a bit of a run. I think it was, only fitting that, he deserved a title shot of some sort.
Yeah, he has definitely been proving himself in AIW for sure. I've always said I'm, a big fan of AJ, so it's going to be interesting to see him take on Wes Barkley. Wes, very interesting. Him and Eric went at it in J-Lit. Eric, I'm sure a little annoyed that he's not getting a title shot yet, but he's, he with the winning J-Lit's going to have his shot whenever he decides. But I'm sure he'll be paying attention to this match very closely at the monitor as well.
There's a lot of people paying a lot of attention to a lot of things at the monitor, is what you're saying.
I think this show is in a position coming out of J-Lit, really going into Hell on Earth. I think that they're, in AIW, I think a lot of things are really starting to kind of culminate, and people, really need to start paying attention. The major players in AIW are really going to start having to see what the other guys, what everyone else is doing, because, there's a lot of goings on, in my opinion. This middle show is right in the sweet spot. You know what I'm saying?
Another factor is, as you kind of said, but, Eric Taylor gets that Money in the Bank style cash in whenever he wants it. And, Broner, Chuck Stone, you know what I mean? Like, who knows what happens there, right? Like, there's a little bit of, mystery as, when is Eric Taylor going to get that title shot, right?
Yeah, because, you could see Broner and Chuck Stone go to war, beat the absolute hell out of each other. Whoever wins that match could be laying there, just, very, very happy that it's over, and they just, got through a battle, and then here comes out Eric Taylor, to pick some bones and do what he's got to do. You never know, right? Anything could happen with any of these matches. Same with Wes and AJ, you never know.
Maybe Eric Taylor and the Duke are gonna double cross Money Shot and win those tag belts.
Wow, double belt Duke. I hadn't even considered that one. Could you imagine the swagger and attitude that man will be walking around the locker room with? I can't wait.
I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% certain that the Haas Division boot is officially recognized title.
Oh man, come on, it's got to be. He's screaming at the radio right now if he's listening to this. Whatever.
The Duke would be listening to this.
Some days.
The Duke would be listening to this on a radio, probably a fucking record,
stereo,
a record player.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
You think he gets his podcast on vinyl?
As a vinyl collector, that would be a weird
8-track. 8-track. He gets the podcast on 8-track delivered to him.
I feel like Duke probably does not listen to this show and probably never hear this. But I would love to see it. Double belt Duke. Like you said, anything can happen. So you're saying even, that title shot could go for any belt to tag, because I had never really considered that. But, Eric and Duke are, not a tag team per se, but, I'm sure they wouldn't have a problem toting around those belts if they wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything could happen this Saturday.
Moving forward, like you said, not too much more to be said about the Intense title match. I think, I'm excited for that one. Moving forward, we do have a women's match on the card. Got Katie Arquette coming in against Xia Brookside. A lot of goings on with Katie Arquette recently in the whole Derek Dillinger, Big Zig split. A lot of fans not pleased with the Queen of the Silver Screen, Katie Arquette. And I'm sure would love to see Xia Brookside take care of business against her right now, because I'm sure she is not loved by many in AIW at the moment.
Xia Brookside, coming off a little bit of a, WWE run. One would think she'll probably find her way back there eventually. But yeah, I saw her at Black Label a couple months ago when I went. One of her first indie bookings since, being released and moving to the United States. And, I thought that she just, seems very light years beyond a lot of people on the indies right now. And, everyone's always like, rebuild the women's division, blah, blah, blah. I'm trying. It's hard. It's expensive. It's difficult. Here we are, you know what I mean? We're bringing in Xia Brookside, putting her in with Katie Arquette, a little bit, a very fresh matchup, obviously, as far as, building the women's division back up. I'm putting my money where my mouth is, and, I'm spending it, Let's get people out that keep asking these questions to come out and support it. Right?
Yeah, right, because we do get a lot of inquiries about the women's division, and like I've said on this podcast, it seems to me that you're making a concerted effort to try and build it back up. You see a marquee women's match on every show that we've done. I think the women are highly featured in our company, and I would like you said, I would like to see a lot of these people come on out because Saturday I feel like we may get a decent walk up. People at that haunted house and let's go check out some wrestling.
Oh, which reminds me, I did post on the AW Facebook, but AW fans have to park to the left of the building and the left side of the parking lot. On the right side, they're running like a family-friendly haunted house and hayride. They do it every year. So a lot of that parking is going to be off limits based on, how they're running that whole thing in, the path of their hayride tractor and all that. But please make sure you park to the left. With that said, I hope we do get some of that. They said they had like 2,000 people go through there last weekend.
My goodness. Yeah, I mean, you'll see it. Last time they had signs and stuff, so just know, keep to the left when you go up there. Just veer off to that left portion of the parking lot. You should be just fine. But I know people are going to head up there a little early, do a little bit of tailgating. The weather is supposed to be really good for Saturday, so come on out. Hang out in the parking lot. I think they're doing some grilling and stuff, whatever. Bring a beverage or two. Bring, some snacks or whatever. Hang out for a while, and then come see some wrestling, man. We got, the Boogeyman meet and greet. Zaya Brookside meet and greet. We haven't even said yet on this podcast that the fucking Ultimo Dragon will be there for a meet and greet this Saturday. Ultimo Dragon. I will say that again. It is not very often. I know Dom said it very well on social media. There's not very often that a man like Ultimo Dragon comes through here, and when he does, you should show up and show out because this is not an opportunity that happens often.
Yeah, I mean, it happened one other time, and it was, I don't know how many years ago, several years ago, though. I mean, Mount Carmel era. So, that's many, many years ago. I don't know if it'll ever happen again. He is getting up there. I would imagine he, isn't going to wrestle for the rest, for the next 40 years or, whatever, however long he's been wrestling. He's certainly probably on, the, end, half of his career at this point. So I would not miss an opportunity to come see him wrestle live, come meet him, all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Ultimo Dragon, if you grew up watching, wrestling in the 90s, you certainly know Ultimo Dragon, one way or the other, and he had a little run in the early 2000s of WWE as well, but, one of those kind of mainstay WCW cruiserweight guys there for a while. Obviously anybody that traded tapes, and got their hands on any sort of Japanese wrestling certainly probably had an Ultimo Dragon match or two on those, dubbed bootleg VHS tapes. An absolute legend in professional wrestling. There's no other way to describe it. And, listen, there's a lot of things that, you could probably do on a Saturday, but I guarantee you meeting Ultimo Dragon should be the top of that list if you're a wrestling fan.
It's also, it brings to a great point in this match. It's also, he will be in action. It's not just a meet and greet. The guy's in a match. Ultimo Dragon, Trey Lamar, and Mikey Montgomery versus hometown guy Dom Greeny. Trey Lamar, also from the Canton area, hometown guy in that area, but Dom Greeny and Euthanasia, Matt Cross, and Josh Prohibition. Those 6 guys in a match together. If you are a fan of professional wrestling in any shape or form, I feel like one of those 6 guys has got you covered. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is an AIW match through and through, in my opinion. I think this is one of the coolest things I've seen you book, in a while. Like, I love all this stuff, but this is just, to me, is just so cool, man. Ultimo Dragon, Trey Lamar, and Mikey Montgomery versus Dom the Bone Collector and Euthanasia. That's a barn burner, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's no frills to this, no stories, no anything else. This is just a
doesn't
match
have to be,
for, a match for a match. I thought, this was the best way to utilize Ultimo Dragon. It gets a lot of different people in there, whether tagging or wrestling him, and his favorite opponent is Matt Cross. I think that's been well documented at this point.
That's awesome.
So. Yeah, I mean, just really, really excited for it. Another one of those reasons why I really hope people come out and support it. Obviously, these things are not they're not cheap. So
yeah, I can't imagine Ultimo Dragon's fee is low. You know what I mean?
Or the flight, you know what I mean, from Mexico City. Like, there's just, like, I thought about it when I was watching the AEW pay-per-view on Sunday. It's just like, Bryan Danielson's wrestling Zack Sabre Jr., and it's like both of these guys have wrestled in AEW more than once, and it's just like, I don't know, like, have we spoiled the area too much that, like, stuff just doesn't hit, like, you know what I mean, like it should? Like, Ultimate Dragon should be fucking hitting, you know what I mean? Like, people should be way more pumped for it. So I don't know, maybe we've, like, just done too much to where, like, when we do things like that, it all kind of blends together. I don't know. But, like, look at, like, Chavo Guerrero a couple weeks ago. How fucking... he worked super hard too, like, you just never know what you're going to get when you bring in one of these legendary wrestlers. They usually really kind of take to the AIW kind of atmosphere backstage with the guys, and girls, obviously. And, I don't know, I think that, we're in for, hopefully, knock on wood, a pretty good Ultimo Dragon performance.
Yeah, speaking of Chavo, that guy, he was great, right? And yeah, I mean, Ultimo Dragon, I can't wait. Like you said, last time we saw him was in Mount Carmel area. I mean, that was a long time ago, so I'm very excited for this one. Moving forward, a couple matches left. We got a 6-way scramble, which is, the classic AIW scramble. We got some new faces. If you did not make it out to Jay Litter at all in night 2 or the Fresh Meat show that we had, some of the recent debuts going to be in this one. We got Kay Arcadia, Tyler Jordan, Shelby Wilder, all three of the newer graduates. Then you got some newer guys that have been, coming in and out of Dex Royal, Coda Hernandez, and then you got fan favorite, guy's been making his way through the AIW ranks, Vic Vice. 6-way scramble. This thing is just going to be wild as all hell. I'm very excited.
I do got a little bit of bad news.
No.
Vic Vice did have something come up. It's not going to leave him out of action long term or anything like that, but he is not going to compete on Saturday. Colin Delaney will be taking his place.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sorry to hear that about Vic. It's my boy. Definitely a big Vic Vice fan, but yeah, got to get him right. But Colin Delaney, wow, that breaking news. Hell yeah, I love seeing Colin back. That's fantastic. And that 6-way is going to be great.
Right, and Colin is just so good, and not to pull the curtain back too much, but he is going to probably take what was going to be a good match already and really make it great. With especially all this young raw talent in there, he's already worked, with Dex Royal. He worked with him night 1 at the J-Lit. Mm-hmm. There's just a lot of good things that can come from this. So I'm pretty excited to see how this whole thing comes together.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Colin's a wrestling mind that is high up in the lists, of wrestling IQs and, what he can do in a match and what he can put together. And, I mean, these guys, especially like you said, with these 3 brand new debutees, that just have debuted. That's, like you said, hate seeing Vic out, but you couldn't have picked a better, replacement for him because the guy, Colin's great. So, yeah, I'm very excited for this one. Like I said, got my guy Dex coming back. I'm a big fan of that dude. I think he's just shown so much in the few times he's been at AIW. Dakota Hernandez, Latino's Most Wanted, they were incredible. Very excited to see what he's got. And then all 3 of the new debuts, I think everybody did really well. Really excited for Shelby, was a big fan of him. I thought Tyler Jordan looked incredible. Kara Katie had a great match. So I'm excited for all this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a great learning experience for all the young guys now with the kind of substitution of Colin Delaney in there. So this one, a lot of potential for fireworks.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is going to be a great one. And then rounding it out, our final match announced for the night, Eric Taylor. Speaking of Eric Taylor, like we said, Eric Taylor versus Sam Holloway. This is going to be a great match. I know Sam put out a promo, talking about he's looking for some redemption for some things that happened at J-Lit. There's definitely a fire under Sam. Eric, with that J-Lit shot, he can kind of do what he wants. He's the man who holds the future, but Sam's looking to take a piece of the future himself.
The future may not be that bright, right?
Right, yeah.
See what I did there?
Sam's looking. Right, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this one was, a no-brainer for those that were at J-Lit Night 2 or watched on Fight. You'll know exactly why this match was made. And if you haven't watched it, you should get on Fight Plus right now and watch J-Lit Night 1 and J-Lit Night 2 and drive those viewership numbers up for us. That's all I'm really going to say about this one, though. You know what I mean? Like, you have to understand this match, you have to have, watched the J-Lit tournament and how it unfolded to really understand what's going on here.
Yeah, like I said, this whole card I'm extremely excited for. Pretty much every match on the card is exciting to me in some way or another. There's things coming out of J-Lit that we're seeing unfold. There's, like you said, matches with just legends and guys you want to see that don't need a story. I'm excited. There's, they got the new debutees coming in, getting to mix it up with a veteran who is, like you said, extremely talented. To me, we got a great women's match. Like you said, big WWE star, former WWE star coming in. To me, this card's got it all.
Yeah, and I mean, Boogeyman, Ultimo Dragon, and Zaya Brookside will all be doing the pre-show meet and greet. So come out and support that. Let me see if I have any information on what that's going to cost.
I thought you maybe posted it, but it could have been something else.
Let me see here.
But free parking, I know there's been some concerns with people and, yada, yada.
Boogeyman is going to be $30 photo op, $30 autograph, $50 combo. Ultimo is going to be $20, $20, $30. Zaya Brookside is going to be $20, $20, $30.
Damn, dude, Ultimo Dragon for $30 for the combo. That's a fucking deal, man.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a deal, bro.
You want to bump that up.
Right, dude? For Japanese legend. Ultimo Dragon, $30 and get your picture and an autograph with that guy. What better do you want to do on a Saturday? Hell, come really early and hit the hayride first before the show. Hit a hayride and a wrestling show on a Saturday afternoon. They got freaking full concession stand in there. They had that bar. They opened up that bar last time. Any idea if that's going to be the case again? Is that how? I think that's how they were talking about doing it moving forward, I thought.
I believe that sidebar is going to be open with the, and they'll have the fight stream going in there as well. Let's pack it out. You know what I mean? Like, we got a little bit of a hill to climb as far as, Akron is concerned. It's, Akron always pretty much hits, so it's like,
right.
Last October it did okay, but, it was certainly down compared to all the other ones. This one is like less than, we are still a few days out, but, it is considerably less than last year's October date at the Shrine. So I'm hopeful, we can see a nice run on tickets, sell that second and third row out and at least kind of get the floor filled up and then, go from there. But, there's something for everybody, I think, on this card, honestly. And,
yeah.
I think it's a pretty good card. And, now that, things are going to start kind of coming together as far as, kind of stories and different things. And, how could we forget to talk about, we did announce Kenta will be making his AIW debut on Black Friday at the 4 Sports.
Yeah, that was teased on several episodes. We were talking about cooking up something big for Hell on Earth, and Kenta. I mean, that is a huge name. Not somebody you see on the independents very often anymore. And Hell on Earth, that's going to be quite a show. If that's the first announcement we got running, I can't wait to see what else is coming.
It's like talks have been kind of ongoing for a while, and then they kind of stalled out, and like I wasn't gonna reignite them, and then it was just like, oh, here, it's good to go. When we were like pretty much podcasting last week, I think I got the official like after a couple weeks of nothing, which I was like, oh, if this fell apart, it's probably good for the financial status of the company. But I got the confirm.
I'm sure it was not cheap.
I got the confirm. So now we're riding it out. to Black Friday with Kenta. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope things turn around a little bit, but I also, there's so much stuff going on now. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much entertainment competition locally. It seems more than ever. With, these kind of big corporate venues that are bringing in all this stuff, like, I mean, I'm not gonna promote everything, but we're up against a fucking shit ton of stuff this weekend, and it's just like, how is all of this happening in that 45-minute radius? You know what I mean? Like, it's there's just
right.
It seems just like so much, entertainment is coming through here, which before, we'd get some bands and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now it's like big level stuff that's coming through town. So it's kind of weird, but we're going to see what happens. I'm not going to be so doom and gloom this week. I am hopeful that we're going to be able to pull it off. I think, we obviously do have a lot of people that listen to this podcast and, that are on our email list and follow us on social media and all that stuff. I hope that one way or another that, we're able to kind of pull from all those things and, get enough people through the door on Saturday. It is what it is right now, right? Like, it's just a weird time.
I mean, I think it's a very strong card. We've said it several times on the show. I think it is a great card. Like you said, a lot of something for everybody, in my opinion. There's every different kind of match on this card, and I'm excited to see it. I think we do get a decent walk-up crowd, in Akron, and I hope that to be the case this Saturday.
Yeah, and that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping it's, big walk-up thing, which Akron does usually get a decent walk-up, but, I don't know. I'm just, I'm trying to remain positive. I think people were a little concerned with how not positive I was last week. So
yeah, you bummed Adam Van out. He went to the website and bought a hat because you really made him sad. He was upset. He was worried about you.
I mean, it's a lot. Like it's a.
Well,
I don't think people realize just the amount of caring, and that sounds lame, but like just. I don't mean it like in a, like a nurturing way, but like the amount that I care that like this works, right. In that people care enough to come and support it, like that sounded so lame, like the amount of caring that goes into this. But no, like the just amount of time and effort and just, all that goes into from a lot of people, not just me.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, I think that's kind of the whole point of it, though, too. And like what we do here on the podcast is kind of, you're pretty transparent. You don't really pull too many punches. Most of this, pretty much whatever you say on here is, what you're saying to me when we're not recording. You know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, this isn't like, I don't know. Like, I think most podcasts are like to sell something. I guess we're trying to sell tickets, but like, I don't know, like. I don't necessarily think it does good. I don't think it serves that purpose necessarily. But,
I think I'm your therapist, like, and you're Tony Soprano, and I'm the therapist lady, and you come here once a week and tell me your problems.
I mean, that's probably a good way of thinking about it, because like some people will like come up to me and like ask me about something I said. I'll be like, I have no fucking idea what you're talking about. Like sometimes like when I say things, like it evaporates from my brain instantly, like after we've recorded this podcast and I've gotten the thoughts out of my head. It's very strange, but
yeah. I mean, it's got to be cathartic to at least vent all this stuff. But like I said, I mean, that's kind of always been the thing, is you guys have always done it in a transparent kind of way and just kind of let it all loose and, tell everyone what you're really thinking, what's been going on. And like you said, sometimes I feel like we almost maybe get too behind the curtain a little bit with some of the stuff. You won't catch a lot of promoters kind of saying some of the things we do on this show.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, like I probably shouldn't talked about like my little health scare stuff last week. 'Cause a lot of people are, like, hey,
worried about you.
What do you need, man? And I'm like, I don't want that either.
It's giving you more attention than you want, huh?
Yeah, I hate it. Like, listen, I hate attention. Like, if I could just like exist, like if I didn't even have to do any of this, that would be great. That would be perfectly fine. Like I like living in this world and then like not living in this world at the same time. Like as far as the wrestling world.
Yeah.
But man,
we can't do the show without you. No one's coming here to listen to me. I'm just the driver of this bus. They're all coming here for what you have to say, not me. So we need you here around.
My pie charts are collapsing though. You know what I mean? Like there's like people.
Oh, especially what you told me at the one show with at Wadsworth.
Yeah, some coworkers busted me. So said I've been asking you what you've been doing on the weekends.
Oh, just the feeling in your gut when you saw that man walk through the door was just incredible.
He listens to the podcast now too. So.
Oh, that's fantastic! Shout out. What's up? I forget what you told me his name.
We're not going to shout it out. We're not going to give that specifically.
Yeah, I'm not going to say his name, but that's so funny. What's up, man? Yeah, buy a ticket for this Saturday.
Yeah, it's but yeah, there's just a lot. There's a lot been going on, juggling. You know what I mean? AIW, personal life stuff. Grandmother with dementia. All that stuff, and then it's like getting yelled at about the venue stuff, which I'm not going to get too in depth on. Like I didn't last week. I'm still trying to kind of iron all that stuff out. So yeah, it's been a couple weeks for sure, and then, obviously, I'm not, living off of this, fucking empire that I've built. So, I do have to maintain, real job and, the stresses and the things that come along with that as well. So some days it kind of, boils up, and it's a lot to kind of try to juggle, all of those things at once. Especially with that summer schedule we had, it was fast and furious. I know you've probably got plenty of heat about it. It's just things come up, but some of that stuff helps kind of bail out the jail it a little bit, and make it hurt a little less. So it all kind of adds up. What do they say? It's like robbing Peter to pay Paul or whatever. Like there's no good business plan for this company. We're just trying to make it to live another week,
flying by the seat of our pants, just like how we like it. Well, no questions or anything. We didn't really open it up to questions this week, but anything else you really want to get to before we get out of here?
No, just let's sell some tickets for Saturday. Let's get those meet and greets. I mean, not only Ultimo Dragon, but like, how often are you going to get a picture with the Boogeyman? Dude, you know what I mean? In full paint up. I did ask him today. I don't want to reveal too much, but I said, like, how long is it going to take you to get ready? 3 hours. Takes him 3 hours.
Oh my God.
So don't make that man fucking paint up for 3 hours, and don't come out and get a picture with him.
Right. Yeah, we're talking to you, Ed. Young Edward. Man's been asking you to book him for 5 years. I better see you in that meet and greet line.
I better see a lot of people in that meet and greet line.
Right. All right. So, well, like I said, we'll see everybody this Saturday. Like I said, free parking. They got full concession stand, full bar. It's going to be a great time. Come on out. Pull all the way to the left when you get in the parking lot. Like I said, we got the, they got the hayride and all that stuff going on. So pull to the left in the parking lot. We'll see everybody this Saturday. For John Thorne, for AIW, for myself, we'll see everybody next time. Thanks.